What is going on, Sourdough Squad? Let's freaking go. We already see you vibing in the chat. We see the W's. Let's go. Drop a W, drop an SDS in the chat for this beautiful Victory Monday. I'm having a blast today with content. Today is a great day, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to have all kinds of stuff to talk about today on this beautiful Victory Monday. Let's freaking go. We see you guys already balling out in the chat. Let's go. Victory Monday vibes are here. Victory Monday vibes are undefeated. Let's go. We see the squad. Let's go. Hop in here. Let's have some fun today on this beautiful Victory Monday. I'm going to set the goal right now. This feels like a 350 like kind of live. I'm just saying. We're going to set the goal 350 on a Victory Monday. A playoff Victory Monday? Yeah, we're going 350 today. We'll see if the chat can get it done. I got faith in the Sourdough Squad. Let's freaking go. We see everybody hopping in here. Let's go. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to get into this one. We see you out there in El Paso, Texas. Let's freaking go. W's all around. We see the squad. Happy Father's Day to Kyle, Brunskill, and Deebo. Put their sons in their place 100%. And we are going to have fun today because just like Gabe's talking about, we're smoking that Rams pack all week. That Rams pack's hitting tough today. That Jalen Ramsey, that Aaron Donald pack, oh boy, we're hitting tough today. We see you guys out there in Oxnard, California. Man, I'm excited. So, how are we feeling? What's the vibe? How are we handling yesterday? Are you guys still doing okay? Are we understanding the reality? Are we understanding the reality of what just occurred yesterday? Because we'll set the tone. There was a point yesterday in yesterday's game where there was, what was it, a 0.4% chance that the San Francisco 49ers had a probability of coming back and winning that game. Let me say that again, 0.4. 0.4. For reference, the game in which the Patriots came back in the Super Bowl down 28-3, their lowest win probability rate in that game was 0.8. 0.04. Thank you. 0.04, which means there was literally, at one point, almost zero chance for the San Francisco 49ers to come back in that game, and they absolutely did it. Unbelievable. It was just one of those games like that I'm still trying to process to this day, right now, trying to figure out what the hell happened. But at the end of the day, all I really care about is the San Francisco 49ers have made it into the playoffs. How does that feel, fam? How does that feel? How does that feel to say that we are a playoff team? Remember, the 49ers were 2-4 at one point this year. I don't even know if it was week 7 yet. And I had people on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook telling me, oh, pack it up. Pack up the year. It's over. Start looking towards 2022. It's over. And I was that guy that was like, no, not for me. And trust me, I got people trying to bully me on Instagram to tell me to say that Coach Shanahan should be fired, to literally say that the season was over. They were getting mad at me because I was not saying nothing. I was like, this season's not over, guys. It might be week 7 and we might be down and it might be looking real ugly, but we're not out yet, guys. And so I know tons of Sourdough Squad members held that same rationale, and look at us. We are enjoying this Victory Monday is specifically sweet. A lot of those reasons because there are a lot of people that went to Negative Town this year. There were a lot of people who went to Negative Town this year. And they started bullying other people because if you weren't negative and you weren't saying fire Kyle Shanahan, well, look at this guy. He's just he's got rose-colored glasses on. He's just a fanboy. Yeah, eat that crap now, boys. Eat that crap. We're the real winners today. The Sourdough Squad is the real winners today. Obviously, San Francisco 49er fans across the world are rejoicing because of the insanity of what this year was. The insanes up and downs, and again, perfect way with all the marbles on the line against the Rams at SoFi Stadium. That was the first game that the 49ers actually played in SoFi where there were fans in attendance, not including the Chargers preseason game earlier in the year. San Francisco 49er fans, y'all took over. We took over. We took over that stadium. And I really believe that's something that this fan base should be proud of today on this Victory Monday, on this sweet Victory Monday, is the San Francisco 49ers fan base completely taking over SoFi Stadium in a must-win, gotta-have-it game. And so I just couldn't be happier. Again, they talked about it. They talked about it after the game, the fans and how they took over. Rams, Matthew Stafford talked about how, man, it was a tough environment there in the second half. It was a tough environment there in the second half. You played at home, my boy. You played at home, my boy. That was a tough environment. Man, feels bad, man. Feels bad to be the third favorite team in California, man. Feels bad. Not really. Feels great. Feels fantastic. And so I agree with T.O. right here. I agree with T.O. Total team win, total fan base win across the board from the fans down. Unbelievable. Cap Speaking says best traveling fan base hands down. 100%. And let's hear from Luke. Luke says, let's hear the fake fans' miserable comments to a huge gutsy win and performance by this team and Jimmy G. Guess what, Luke? If anyone is in this chat looking to cause a ruckus today, you're in the wrong spot. Straight up, you're in the wrong spot. This is for SDS. This is good vibes only in this chat. This win is for the ones who literally tried to keep their heads up when everyone else had their heads down. And you know the constant theme of the type of people who kept their heads up throughout this season? The Sourdough Squad. So shout out every single one of you who've been riding with us all year. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you guys, because let's keep it a buck. It got tough there. It got tough there for a little while. It got tough because we are the minority. The optimistic fan is the minority. And so when everything was bad, we heard it. We heard it left and right. So congratulations to you guys for sticking it through. That's why we don't bow to emotion. That's why we don't bow to these moments that don't necessarily paint the full picture. So that's why we are here today vibing. And the Rams, they're hurting. They're hurting today. Pray for the Rams, man. They are hurting today. So, man, couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier today on this beautiful Victory Monday. Obviously, the 49ers, on top of that, we have discovered, or not discovered, but the 49ers are going to be facing the Cowboys. And I can't wait. We're already getting it going. I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about in regards to getting the stage set for the Cowboys. These Cowboys are scared, ladies and gentlemen. They are scared. They are terrified. They are terrified of us, and for good reason. Look at what they started tweeting out after the game. This is a Cowboys account that has like over 150,000 followers on Twitter. They are scared. Please do not sell tickets to 49er fans. You know what we said? We said bet. We said bet. And so here we are. We posted on Instagram. Of course, you know the damn vibes. This is us. You tell us not to do something, that's an invitation. That is an invitation. So we sent it out to all our 93,000 followers on Instagram, on Twitter. We sent it to everyone. And this particular post, what did we get? I think we got about 14,000 likes. Yep, 14,000 likes on this post. We got like hundreds and hundreds. So I also posted the link to Ticketmaster. For this game. We've had hundreds of clicks to the link. So, and all the comments are, well, I already bought my tickets. So it's fun. Oh, I can't wait. We're literally we're going to watch the game on Sunday against the Cowboys, and we're just going to see a bunch of 49er fans completely take over, sitting in their seats like this. They're going to be sitting like this, and one of the best parts, too, is it's going to be a whiteout. The Cowboys have already announced this. It's going to be a whiteout, which means that red is going to pop even more. So it's already happening. 49er fans are already taking over. 49er fans have one of the most strongest, loyalist fan bases in all of sport, and it is going to be on full display. I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait for it. We're going to have to shout out Sean McVay. Because after this moment, when Sean McVay ran into the end zone, I'm sure you guys remember, the 49ers outscored the Rams 27-7 after this moment. Again, what did they talk about with Sean McVay? Oh, well, if he has a lead into the halftime, he's undefeated. He doesn't lose. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I don't know why this makes me so damn happy. I don't know why. I do know why, but I don't at the same time. It's just, I love it. I love this. Shout out the boy, 49ers Global. He posted this meme, had me dead. I thought this was hilarious. 10 haunting photos taken before disaster. Someone check on Sean McVay today. Someone check on Aaron Donald. Someone check on Matthew Stafford and Jalen Ramsey, because those boys is hurting. Today. And you know how sad that the social media managers must have felt to have to post, oh, we're NFC West champs after a loss like that. Like, oh, ew, so much insult to injury for the Rams. And again, I love crapping on the Rams, so I feel zero remorse. 45-0 when leading at halftime. And we're going to go ahead and tip our cap to Kyle Shanahan, because that man is uno. The Sean McVay's papa. Oh, sorry, Sean. I can't resist myself. Oh, so good. So damn good. I love it. It's freaking awesome. We had some more receipts pulled. This was the pregame staff on Fox. Every single one of them picked the Rams to win. Sorry, guys. Didn't work out. Did not work out. And we like that. We like that a lot. Look at Greg. Greg's amused. Greg wants more of that. Greg wants more of that. So does Big Trent. Look at Kyle sliding into those DMs. And we got Charlie Warner vibes. We got Kinlaw smoking that Rams pack. We got Tabor Pepper doing the sheesh. Oh, we're happy. We're already getting it this week. I'll show you. So ESPN put this out today. They put out the 10 most likely Super Bowl contenders according to ESPN FPI. 49ers ain't on that list. We got the Packers, number 1. We got the Bucks, number 2. We got Titans, number 3. We got Chiefs, number 4. Bills, 5. Cowboys, 6. Oh, those guys that we're playing this Sunday. Oh, they have the 6 best odds to make the Super Bowl? Huh. I like that. I like that energy. Mac Jones and the Patriots? 7? Oh, the Rams? This team that we just took care of at home? 8? Bengals, 9. And I didn't have room, but Arizona Cardinals were 10th. 49ers did not make the list. They don't think we're going to the Super Bowl. That's fine. They didn't think we'd be going to the playoffs either. So we like that energy. Count us out. It's fine. Count us out. Another thing that we broke, another little streak that we broke, I was saving this one too. The 49ers went into this game having a 5-game winning streak over the Rams. Also going into this game, the Rams had a 6-game winning streak when wearing their bone white pants and their blue tops. Look at the record. 3-0 this year, 6-0 all time. They were feeling good about themselves. They were feeling pretty good. They're like, you know what? We're going to pull out the undefeated fit. We're going to pull out the undefeated fit against those 49ers, those pesky 49ers. We're going to bring out the undefeated fit. What happened? What happened to that undefeated fit? It would be a shame if someone came in there and they broke that record. That would be a shame. Look at this dude's face, man. Look at Ayuk's face. I freaking love this. This dude's like, man, you guys ain't nothing. I love it. They pulled out all the stops. They really pulled out all the stops. They tried to do the undefeated jersey combo. They tried it all. Sorry, fellas. Wasn't going to happen. Obviously, we got Victory Donuts today. We love Victory Donuts from our boy Lakin. If you guys are unfamiliar, Lakin Tomlinson has been doing this since at least 2019, for that I know. Lakin Tomlinson has Victory Donuts waiting for him at the end of every game. So Lakin's explained this. He's really good. He tries to be really good about his diet. Really good about his diet all throughout the week. He has Victory Donuts waiting for him at the end of every single game. And it is one of my favorite post-win traditions of all time. It is the ultimate fat boy offensive lineman thing, and it should be known across the globe. Victory Donuts is fantastic. Absolutely love it. I did want to show this video. Shout out to Matt Mayoko for grabbing this video. Watch these guys embrace Adam Peters and John Lynch after the win. And we're gonna look at it too a little bit further. We're gonna watch it all the way through, and then we'll come back and we'll look at something real quick. That's Adam Peters in the white. There's Ambry Thomas. just made the game sealing play. Look at that, man. Like, you want some wholesome content, some wholesome 49ers content? This is it. And again, I want to set the stage. Adam Peters, the guy in the white shirt, he's the VP of player personnel. He is like the de facto GM. He is the one that runs the scouting department. He does it all. He is credited for drafting this guy, Ambry Thomas. He is credited for drafting Ambry Thomas. And look at these two embrace each other. Like, that is special, man. Like, this is like just some real human moment, like right here. Because I'm big into the draft. I have draft crushes. I have draft sons. I get real emotional about these prospects that I scout and that I like, and I root for them. I'm still root for guys that aren't on my team and haven't been on my team. Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, CeeDee Lamb, Brian Burns, all these guys that I love, man. And to see this moment, the guy that drafted you, the guy that stuck his neck out for you, in Adam Peters, to draft Ambry Thomas in the 3rd round, when we considered it to be a reach, you go to training camp, it looked like a huge reach. It looked like, I don't know if that was the pick. And this guy in the white shirt is the guy who stuck his neck out for Ambry Thomas to make sure he's a San Francisco 49er. And to watch him make that game-winning play and to watch those two embrace, Adam Peters was stressing about that whole situation when they had no cornerbacks and Ambry couldn't even get on the field. So I just thought this is beautiful. It really is. It really, really is, in my opinion. So this stuff's fun. This stuff is fun. Love this. Love this, man. Love it. So what other stuff do we want to look at? What other stuff? Anything else? Daddy V. Baller. Look at this savage. Look at this savage. What a goat. This dude I'm excited for. This dude got paid this year. Here's a nice little example of a nice little outside zone or actually outside mid zone, one of the two. Elijah obviously cuts it inside, but Daniel Brunskill had to reach, again, Aaron Donald right here on this particular play. You got Brunskill here, man-on-man with Aaron Donald. They run right off his hip to the inside. Give this man his money. This should be one of the most feared offensive linemen in all of history. I love it, dude. I'm having so much fun. So there are so many different things that occurred during this game. Let's start getting into some of the events of the game that we really liked. Let's get the chat involved. What players stood out to you guys the most watching the game yesterday? Which player to you stood out the most, where you look back at that game and you're just like, man, this guy had such a huge impact on the San Francisco 49ers winning this game? Who is that guy? And let's start there. I think that will be a great opportunity to start. So drop those in the chat and we'll get to it. DJ, always got our likes on lock again. Hey, our goal's for 350. We're almost at 100. Let's see if we can hit it. Let's see if we can hit that 350 mark. It's a high bar, but it's a victory. It's a playoff victory Monday today. I think we can get it. All right, let's see who we got. We got a lot of Juwan Jennings. Yup, got a lot of Jennings. We got some Jimmy. We got Jimmy Montana. We got Jennings. Let's go. Yes, sir. Major daps to Colton McKivitz, man. We were a little nervous. Eric Armstead, absolutely. Eric Armstead had a day. Lots of Juwan Jennings, Colton McKivitz, Jimmy G, 100%. Joshua says, I'm so happy we have Juwan Jennings. He is fitting in nice. Luke says, did you notice the Jimmy G Jennings celebration? Jennings went to hit his hand and Jimmy had to hurry and pull back so it only hit his fingers and not the thumb. I did not see that. But that is on point awareness from Jimmy Garoppolo right there to make sure he didn't get smacked. Eric Armstead, Deebo, Greenlaw, Ayuk, JJ, Deebo. I mean, 49ers wide receivers were balling. Jimmy G, Arden Key, front four. Yep, 100%. Jimmy G, Jennings, Armstead, 100%. Jennings, Mosley. There's our first Mosley nod. Mosley with the pick. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So I see that based on our poll of the chat, Juwan Jennings getting lots of love today. Juwan Jennings getting lots of love, and rightfully so. What did Juwan Jennings have? 2 touchdowns? I mean, Juwan Jennings is really proving to be that replacement for Kendrick Bourne, right? Because that was one of the questions I think that was most asked of this year, right? Who's going to be the wide receiver 3? Who's going to be that guy? We know it's Deebo and Ayuk. We know those guys. But who's going to be the third guy? Who's going to fill in for Kendrick Bourne? Oh, we had all kinds of theories. Of who that guy was going to be. Juwan Jennings is turning out to be that guy. Brittany says, McVay reminded me of P. Diddy always dancing on other people's rap videos. Oh, Shiny Suit Man. Oh, that's a classic, man. That is a classic. That is a classic music video. 100%. 100%. Shout out Brittany. Brittany's been one of the chat MVPs as of recent history. Yes. Good call, Luke. This dude, Elijah Mitchell, refuses to get tackled. Like, he just refuses to not gain any yards. His yards after contact are unreal. Unbelievable. 100% cash to God. Jimmy did his thing. Can't lie. No, you cannot. That's why this is National No Slander Jimmy Week. That's why this is National No Slander Jimmy Week. Jimmy, I mean, you guys can tell me too, but to me, Jimmy Garoppolo has earned a week free of no slander. A week free of zero slander based on his performance. I mean, are we going to talk? Would we say that was one of the guttiest, like, performances we've seen from a quarterback in a while? Do we feel confident saying that? In a game where he threw 2 interceptions? I'm just saying, man. Like, to jack his thumb like that up and to come out there and make – now, I get it. That one throw to Jalen Ramsey in the end zone, that was the pick, and we're like, oh, God, there's the game. Yeah, well, it wasn't the best. It was far and away behind, but the stones on that man. You got to give that guy some respect today. You have to. You just have to. You can't. If you're not, you're for sure a hater. If you can't give that man his respect, you're for sure a hater. Cap Speaking says, we almost had 300-yard wide receivers. How about our wide receiver progress through the season? Started from the bottom. Now we here 100%, dude. We started out with literally Deebo. That was about it. We started out with Deebo because Brandon Ayuk fell off a cliff early in this year. It felt like the 49ers were going to lose another boy to the doghouse. Felt like we were going to have another doghouse casualty, but not the case here. Not the case here. Brandon Ayuk said, not today, sir. Brandon Ayuk came out with 6 receptions, 107 yards in a lot of moments where you had to have it. So I agree. Wide receivers balled out, man. Wide receivers balled out. Jimmy put the ball there, and they went and did the rest. They had to, man. They had to. Deebo Samuel had 4 receptions for 95 yards. Juwan Jennings had 6 receptions for 94 yards. To Cap's point, almost those guys. They were 5 yards away from Deebo getting 100, 6 yards from Juwan Jennings getting 100. So they did almost have 3 wide receivers with 100-yard games. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cash the God says, I don't think his hand was as bad as they made it. I mean, that's speculation at this point. All I can say is according to the reports, and we have to assume the reports are accurate, tearing a ligament in your thumb that requires you to grip and throw the ball, regardless of how serious it is. Like I said, I've played football before. I know what it's like to play through injury. Like, just because you can do something doesn't mean it doesn't hurt excruciatingly bad. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions when we see athletes who have injury, but they just look normal. They're like, oh, it's just fine. Like, doesn't mean he's fine. It just means that he's gutting it through and he's able to play through the pain, through the injury, and all that stuff. So it could, whatever you want to think of it, he still put up a crazy performance to be able to get this win. The way, again, it's how he did it, how he came back, all of it. It was beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Brittany says, since 2010, third seeds have not won the Super Bowl. Cowboys won a playoff game 4 times in 25 years. Third seed average 1.2 wins. 6th seed averages 0.9 wins. 6th seed reaches Super Bowl 9% of the time. Nice information there from Brittany Brown as we head into a matchup with the Cowboys holding down the 6th seed. Just quickly on that, are you guys pretty happy with the Cowboys matchup? Like, do you feel good about that? I feel pretty. I don't want the Bucks. I think we've talked about that on this show multiple times, right? I think we've talked about that multiple times. We didn't want the Bucks, especially in the first round, right? But to get the Cowboys, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw that the 49ers were matching up against the Cowboys, like, I got like goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it because, as you guys know, like, the reason why the 49ers got springboard, well, not one of the reason, but one of the main components for the 49ers dynasty being springboarded into existence was the play that happened today. Was it 20 years ago today? The catch, that happened today, like 20 years ago, I believe. Just I'm very emotional about sports. I'm very, for lack of a better word, romantic about sports. I think the way things line up, the way events happen, again, that game against the Rams. It's hard to not look at that game and romanticize it and just be like the way things happen and how they happened and what they mean and how it transfers to the future. Like that game was romantic in my opinion. But then to see that they got the Cowboys, like, fam, that team that the 49ers won on the catch from Joe Montana to Dwight Clark. If you guys remember, the Cowboys were the team, not the 49ers. We were no dynasty yet. We were no dynasty yet. Joe Montana who at that point? And that game 40 years ago. Thank you. 20. Whoop. Thank you. 40 years ago. But to think about it in that sense, that happened 40 years ago today. The 49ers get into the playoffs and how they get into the playoffs. And that's who they get to face. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Exactly. The catch. January 10th, 1982. 40 years ago today. 40, not 20. Not 15. 40. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. The fact that the 49ers got the Cowboys coming up, it just feels different. It feels different. It feels like the stars have aligned. That's how it feels for me. I don't know about you guys. But like when I saw this tweet here from Ronnie Lott, I got goosebumps, man. Again, for the same things that I'm talking about, just like all of it, the way everything's aligning. Again, the difficulty of this year, to then win that game the way they wanted to get into the playoffs, and then you get to see after everything stacks up, the Cowboys is who we get. Oh, let's go. I'm hyped. Timber says he's got anxiety. I'm hyped, man. I'm so hyped. Like, I love it. I think this makes me feel like there's something ingrained in the stars. I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's going to be a tough game. We're going to obviously look into the matchup. We're going to try to we're going to do that all. We're going to break down Dak, Zeke, that offensive line that they have, CeeDee Lamb, my son, all that stuff. We're going to break down that game and all that good stuff. But feels like the stars have aligned a bit here. Feels like the stars have aligned. Smash that like button. We're at 131. Let's go. We see the squad. Let's go. Ricardo says, I believe that something is in the air. You can feel it. And again, we talk about this team, like why they're a dangerous team. They are a dangerous-ass team, and they showed you exactly why. Their backs can be completely against the wall, down 17-0. Tell them, Jason, the universe works in very mysterious ways, 100%. That team had their backs against the wall. That was 17-0. I know you guys were right there with me with the pit in the middle of your stomach, like you just wanted to throw up. I missed 3 super chats. All right, my bad. Did I miss this? They all scared to see us in the. Sorry, I'm hyped up. I'm missing super chats left and right. Oh, yep, missed this one. Middle linebacker is Jimmy Garoppolo's kryptonite. Parson gives me pause. Hey, Parson's going to be good, but it all comes down to scheme. I'm not scared of one particular guy. I think I'm caught up to speed. Oh, no, missed this one. Justin E. Jimmy's trade value. Yep. Jimmy's trade value, he completely redeemed any trade value that he may have lost. Appreciate you guys keeping me up to speed on the super chats. I do miss them from time to time when we get hyped up and we just get in the zone. But I do appreciate you guys 100% for all the super chats, all the likes, all the subs. We up here. We up on this beautiful Victory Monday. I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm caught up. I believe I'm caught up. Yep. There. Dude, we all sat there. 0.4% chance to win, and they punted the ball on fourth. Oh, yeah, when they punted, I understood the move. It just was like one of those moves though where you're just like, oh, like, man, we really needed a score here. Yeah, can we get the ball back? Probably, but no timeouts. Are we going to be able to drive down the field and score? Oh my gosh, that drive. What did he hit? Ayuk. Then he hit Deebo. That one with Deebo where Jalen almost got his hand on it. That one where Jalen Ramsey almost got his hand on it. Oh my gosh. Like, that was crazy. Like, I saw the pass. I saw it going to Deebo. Obviously, it was on the inside. It wasn't an outside type throw towards the sideline. So it was a throw that would bring him back into the field of play. Those passes scare me because they can, underneath, defenders can pick those off, especially if you have cornerbacks playing the right technique. They can undercut the throw. Like, to see that ball travel, to see Jalen key on it, to see Jalen reach and lunge for it, I was like, oh no. And they just somehow got it to Deebo. Deebo gets the ball, cuts back against the grain, does his yak thing. Like, oh my goodness. Then the plays leading up to the score to tie it, to head to overtime. Oh, that route combination by both Brandon Ayuk and Juwan Jennings was freaking beautiful. Like, the concept at hand, in which obviously Brandon Ayuk has been, you're going to put emphasis on Brandon Ayuk over Juwan Jennings. But to have a route where basically Brandon Ayuk is pushing towards the safety, and then both safeties come and clamp basically Brandon Ayuk because they're not trying to give up the touchdown. But then you have Juwan Jennings running a similar route, but a more of like a shallow cross. Like, and then you just hit him in space, and Juwan Jennings runs into the end zone. Like, what a game, guys. What a game. No Scoop City says, you're forgetting a stat. We're number one in the entire NFC since week 8. We're 8-3 above Packers and Tampa. Different team than the beginning of the season. Oh, yeah. 100%. We 100% are absolutely a different team. And again, I'm jumping all over the place. I don't care. It's Victory Monday. We're all over the place. But this team is completely different than they were at the beginning of this year. This year, we recognize there was a disjointed nature of the locker room, of the quarterback situation. Who's our quarterback? Is it Jimmy Garoppolo? Is it Trey Lance? Is Kyle gonna eventually bench Jimmy for Trey? What is it gonna be? They had internal questions, things like that. We lose Raheem Mostert 100%. We lose Jason Verrett. We lost Raheem Mostert and Jason Verrett, two of arguably the most important pieces on the team going into this year. We lost Jason Verrett and Raheem Mostert at the beginning of this year. Game 1. Game 1. And for them to rebound, like that's this team. This team is not like, they're not built the same as, like let's say the Packers, right? Packers have a MVP quarterback. They have one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers in the NFL. They have solid defense, solid offense, and they've won a lot of games in relatively easy fashion. 49ers are the exact opposite. They're the exact opposite. Again, this was a fan base in week 7 was calling for Kyle Shanahan to be fired. Not just a couple people, like 90% of the fan base was calling for Kyle Shanahan to be fired. John Lynch to be fired. And they felt that energy. They felt it. The players felt it. The coaching staff felt it. Oh, they felt it. And to have your back against the wall early like that, not only against the opponents that you're facing, but against your entire fan base, all the people that are supposedly have your back by default, all turned on you. This team had to circle the wagons. This team had to ignore the outside noise. They had to literally all right, no one's got our back other than anyone inside this locker room. And that galvanizes teams. Now, it took some time. It took a lot of effort to get them to the record that they got. And they squeak into the playoffs. Just get in. But I guarantee you, this team still looks at it as a sense of we aren't even who we're supposed to be yet. We aren't even what we want to be yet. They're going to look at that game against the Rams and being down 17-0, and they're going to be like, we cannot do that. We cannot do that. But that year that we just experienced is the epitome of this team scoring 27 points after that moment and winning this game in overtime. That is the epitome. That is the craziness of this year. I think it fits in perfectly. Let's see. Let me get this out the way. Boom, boom. And Brittany is saying Mike Golick noticed Lynch's jubilation walking on top of chairs and high fives post-game. His takeaway was Lynch's job possibly on the line. Do I agree? Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think so. I think, we see it across the league. Fall guys exist. Fall guys exist. Just as Joe Brady, offensive coordinator for the Panthers, who got fired mid-season because they don't have a freaking quarterback. Yeah, he got fired. And the head coach is offensive guy. They're fall guys. It just happens. The 49ers met in OTAs and talked about going to the Super Bowl in OTAs. So not making the playoffs is a disappointment. So, yeah, I think when we see John Lynch and we see Adam Peters, both those guys, that's another element to that video that I showed, is both those guys, their jobs are on the line. That could have been the last game that both of them were a part of the San Francisco 49ers organization. We know Adam Peters interviewed for a ton of jobs last year. He interviewed for a bunch of jobs. And he should be in the running to be a GM. But absolutely. That's why I'm so happy for those guys. It's a results-based business, which can be really cutthroat at times. But sometimes We knew if the 49ers lost that game, they would have wanted heads to roll, right? And John Lynch could have very well been a fall guy in that particular situation because Kyle Shanahan ain't going anywhere. But to be honest, when I think about it a little further, John Lynch just signed a 6-year contract extension this offseason. So could he have been fired? Yes, he could have been. Do I think he would have? Maybe not. Maybe not, because like I said, you just signed a 6-year contract extension. That looks kind of funky, especially understanding you drafted the kid out of NDSU knowing you weren't going to play him. And so I think that's partly why they signed the contract extensions, because they're like, hey, it's gonna get a little dicey around here if we draft the kid and keep Jimmy. So that's why we want new 6-year contracts, because we want to ensure that we're not going anywhere if this season turns sideways on us, which it almost did. No Scope City says, also, we're 5th in the entire NFL for rushing, while the Cowgirls are 16th in rush defense. We're going to smack them in the mouth with the run. Watch. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. They got good linebackers. I like Leighton Vander Esch. I think he's underrated. Obviously, Micah Parsons is playing at a Defensive Player of the Year caliber level. We understand that, Trayvon Diggs is a INT specialist, but we want to run the football. And shout out the Rams. Rams did a pretty damn good job. Of, really making it difficult for the 49ers to run the football. They did a really good job. But we got to tip our cap to Elijah Mitchell for getting a lot of tough yardage. He did a lot of that. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Okay. I think I'm caught up now. All right. I think I caught up. So, again, we've been jumping all over the place. This is Victory Monday. How are we on likes? How's our like challenge? How's our like challenge going? We set the bar at 350. This is a high bar. I don't know. I don't think we've ever hit 350 before. Likes on the video, on the live. DJ's got us. We're at 166. Oh, can we do it? Can we get there? We'll find out. We still got some time. All right, what else do we want to talk about? There's so much to talk about. Again, Brandon Ayuk. Again, he is a guy who kind of simplifies what this year is, starting out in an extremely bad spot. Starting out in the doghouse, starting out splitting reps with Trent Sherfield, obvious tension, body language issues, all kinds of stuff with Brandon Ayuk, all kinds of stuff. But he's able to figure it out, get it together, and has a huge game. Okay, let's do that. We'll touch on Robbie. We'll give Robbie some love. We'll give Robbie some love. So, I don't know. Maybe this is why you don't draft punters in the 4th round. Like, I like Mitch Wishnowsky. Don't get me wrong. I like Robbie Gould. Don't get me wrong. They're okay. Like, I got no vendetta against them. Oh, whoa. Only 2 NFL players went on the reserve COVID list today. Interesting. So the 49ers had Tyler Bray, our practice squad quarterback, was put on the reserve COVID list today. So interesting. I think that's the only thing. So we'll see. We're probably going to have some stuff coming out here. But that's good news, especially after all the COVID situation that the 49ers went through. To only have one guy be placed on that, I feel like that's okay. Tom Palacero's reporting by far the lowest number of positive tests on a Monday since Thanksgiving. So that's good. That is good. So we'll continue to follow any other stuff that continues to come through. But the conversation that we were having, we're talking about Robbie Gould, we're talking about Mitch Wishnowsky. Robbie Gould had to nail those kicks. Robbie Gould had to nail those kicks. He made the two field goals. The longest one was 42, but altogether Robbie Gould was responsible for 9 points. He also had 2 punts. He actually averaged more yards than Mitch Wishnowsky at 45 a kick. Mitch Wishnowsky was at 42 and a half a kick. Robbie Gould also downed a punt inside the 20. So all Robbie Gould is doing here is proving the case of, like, because I've always thought this. I'm like, well, why doesn't your kicker be your punter too? Like, what if you, like, just paid them a little bit more, had them do kickoffs, had them do punts, and all of it, and yeah, that's it. They're kickers. Oh man, I can't wait. 100%. Can't wait for Wednesday to get a Ponte on here to touch on this subject. You know he's going to take the high road, but I can't wait. DJ says we are at 190, almost to 200. Let's go. Almost to 200. But Robbie Gould does deserve some credit. Like we talked about, he scored 9 points that we had to have. And on top of that, he had to step in and fill in for Mitch Wishnowsky, who got his bell rung there a little bit. So Robbie Gould deserves some credit for what he did. I mean, again, those kicks had me nervous. Those kicks that he hit, they weren't gimmies. And he got him. He got him. So, oh yeah, those juice holds too. Juice coming in, having to come off the bench to be the placeholder. That's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Like how stuff happens like that. Like how you like have this plan. Like, let's go. We at 200. Let's go. We hit 200. Let's go. We see the squad. Hey, I said 350 is a high bar. I went on here. We set it at an extremely high bar. Like I said, we never had 350 before. We haven't even done 250 as a goal. We went straight to 350. So we'll see, man. We'll see. We will see. James says, any word Adam Peters if he's leaving? I hope not. I hope not. He is. I think you hear like, oh, who drafts the guys later because we hit on so many late round picks. Adam Peters is that guy. I'm like 95% sure that Adam Peters is the guy drafting the Talanoa Hufangas and the DJ Joneses and the George Kittles and like those kinds of guys. I'm pretty sure that's the guy. So I think the hope is that we keep him around, we keep winning, because as you can see, the teams are starting to try to fill vacancies right now. They're trying to hit vacancies right now. So if you can keep playing, it kind of pushes you back a little bit. Because from my understanding, they're not going to go interview while preparing for the week that is coming up. So we'll see. I really don't want Adam Peters to leave. I really don't. Especially this. I don't want Adam Peters going back to Denver, where he was gifted to us, actually. I don't want to return him. He's the gift that keeps on giving. Brittany says, comment section brought up some good points about next season. If there's a way to keep Bosa, Deebo, Jimmy G on the 49ers next year, NFL draft, cornerback, or defensive end. I'm big on D end. I'm big on D end, especially not having that first round pick. If they, so Bosa is still under contract. Deebo, I believe, is still under contract. I don't know if he's necessarily a free agent. Don't quote me. I'll have to go look at that. Jimmy G obviously has a year left under contract. But when it comes to the draft, I'm going to be hot and heavy on defensive end. That is what I want. I want a speed rusher. Could have had him last year. Aziz Ojulari sitting there in our laps. Could have took him in the second round. Really easy. Still trading back and taking him. Could have took him. I really think if you put a speed element, if you put a pure speed element on the other side of Bosa, again, why are the 49ers defense so successful in 2019? It's because of D4 Nick Bosa. Not only those two, but DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead. The combination of those four together, again, it all started with D Ford. It all started with D Ford's speed off the edge. Everything started with, like, the numbers of how successful that defense was with D Ford on the field was astronomical. Astronomical. So you get that speed element back on the other side of Bosa. You still have you re-sign Arden Key. Oh, we got some roster moves. All right, so Diamador Lenore has been activated off the reserve COVID list. The 49ers have signed Tanner Hudson to the practice squad after releasing him last week. The following players have been placed on the reserve COVID list: Josh Hockett, Tyler Bray, Luke Barco. So those are the roster moves that just went down. Nothing too crazy, so that is a positive. As we head into a must-win game here against the Cowboys. We'll keep an eye out for any additional roster moves that come through. But those are the moves thus far. Let's see. So that's not too bad. We'll take that. But again, I can't wait to talk about the offseason. I cannot wait to talk about the offseason. Oh, yeah. Don't forget about this. We still got a first-round pick who, we get it. He's dealing with some injury. Hopefully that knee gets good. But we get a speed element on the opposite side of Bosa. And you get Kinlaw back. And we re-sign Arden Key. I'm saying, dude, our defense has an opportunity to take another step forward. Our defense, San Francisco 49ers defense, with a solid offseason of additions, has a opportunity to get really good next year. Remember, Emmanuel Mosley already under contract. Ambry Thomas on a rookie deal. He ain't going anywhere. Jimmy Ward is under contract. Kwaski, based on what we're seeing about Kwaski, I imagine Kwaski goes somewhere else. I wouldn't mind him coming back. He's been phenomenal for the 49ers. KK probably goes somewhere else, but Diamador Lenore could step in to play that nickel back type role. So, and we already, the biggest thing, the big, since we're on the offseason subject, don't want to stay on it too long because we're still in season. Technically, we're out of season. But Aziz Al-Shaair, what are they going to do? He's a restricted free agent. So he has the potential. He has the potential to go somewhere else. But the 49ers have every single opportunity to match Aziz Al-Shaair and any deal that he would get from someone else. So, for example, the Rams could come up and say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and make Aziz a top 10 paid linebacker because we don't think that the 49ers are going to match it. We don't think they're going to match the salary. So that in that instance, Aziz Al-Shaair goes and signs if the 49ers don't choose to match. However, they better freaking match. They better freaking match. Aziz Al-Shaair better not go nowhere. He better not go nowhere. I really don't want Aziz to go anywhere. Carlos says, who would you rather keep long-term, Aziz or Greenlaw? Aziz. 100%. I think Aziz is like, he looks like a prototype linebacker. Like, I love the guy. I love the person. I love like what he comes from. That's nothing against Dre Greenlaw at all. That's not what I'm saying. I just like Aziz a ton. I think Aziz can do it all. And if you have Fred Warner and Aziz Al-Shaair together on that field at the same time, woo! Good luck. Good luck. Oh, good luck. Like, and I think Dre Greenlaw showed a lot of promise. I think Dre Greenlaw has his ups and downs. Especially like yesterday, it was on full display. He had ups and he had downs. He had, good plays, and he had plays where you're like, man, stop. that one, I'll pull it up since why not? Since it's right here. This particular play was in response to this play was in response to Dre Greenlaw and the face mask. I don't know if you guys remember this one. It's kind of choppy right now. It's the WTF Kyle Shanahan. This was after Dre Greenlaw like bum rushed the pile and then just ripped dude's neck off. But this was after that, and I get it. Like, Greenlaw was hyped up. He was hyped. He was glad to be back, all that kind of stuff. But, he was playing a little reckless. But he also had a lot of really good plays. His sideline-to-sideline speed is evident. And there's obviously a role available for him. But in our offense, or in our defense, there are two specific linebackers for the most part. And we kind of rotate in with the nickel, basically. We either have the nickel with KK in, or we'll bring out a third linebacker with the Dre Greenlaw, one of those guys. But I think I'm definitely Aziz Hive for sure. I'm definitely Aziz Hive right now. If I had to pick, if you made me pick, I'm Aziz Hive. But Greenlaw still did well. Is Jake Brendel our future at center? I wouldn't say he's our future. He's like a Tom Compton. Like, he's like a Tom Compton in that sense. Like, you're not envisioning the guy to be a like a cornerstone center. He's a backup center in every sense of the word. I think he's capable. I think Jake did a really good job of kind of not buying me, but like really convincing me of his capability. I skipped a super chat. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Again, if I miss a super chat, I missed two. I missed two super chats. Damn it. I got to get better at this. Squirrel. James says, how can the 49ers out of the D contract? They cannot. Well, they can. But this is the crazy thing with the D Ford contract. If the 49ers were to cut D Ford in 2022, if they were to cut him, they would owe him more money if they cut him than if they actually kept him on the roster. Let that sink in a little bit. If they were to cut D Ford in 2022, they would owe him more money than keeping him on the roster. So we talk about it all the time, follow the money. The money's telling you that D Ford's probably going to be here next year. Unbelievable, man. Like the money tells me that D Ford will be here next year. We'll find out. We're going to find out if they just eat it or not. If they just decide like we just got to move on. But something tells me D Ford's liked and respected enough in this locker room that if that's what it comes down to, like, oh, we're paying more money to cut him, they're probably going to give him another chance to try to get back next year. But they cannot rely on him, like, at all. Like, they have to go into that year, like, pretending he's invisible on the roster. Like, oh, he's there, but, like, we're not going into this year, like, thinking that he's going to take one snap. Just can't. I have not watched Kyle Hamilton yet. What school? I've never heard the name yet. I'm not going to pretend like I've been scouting a ton. I've been fully locked in. I've been fully locked in to this year, the San Francisco 49ers. So, but I'll take a look for sure because I started scouting. I'm just not super heavy into it yet. Notre Dame safety. Oh, wait. I think I know who that is, actually. Safety? Oh, yeah. Safety and edge. Safety is going to be huge for me. There's already a couple safeties that I got my eyes on, especially in that second round spot. Like, I could very well see the 49ers going after a safety with that first pick in the second round. So, and I think, yes, we had Talanoa Hufanga, but, I think Talanoa Hufanga is a great role player right now. I think he's a great role player. He can kind of do a lot of different things. He could very well slide into that role, but I will be looking at safety. For sure. D Ford is a cautious tale about restructuring. Yes, it is. It's just a cautious tale of maybe don't pay guys with like a history of back injury. I'm just saying, like, I got back injuries. Like, if someone wanted to sign me and they were like, we're kind of worried about the back, I'd be like, yeah, I'd be worried too. Like, back injuries are no joke, man. Back injuries are no joke. So, yeah, 100%. And they were able to get some money this year. Obviously, they had a lot of deals to get done. They had to sign Trent, Juice, and a laundry list of other guys, and they got it done. So restructuring D was kind of a necessary deed based on just how poorly the deal was to begin with. But it didn't get any better. Didn't get any better. All right. What do we want to talk about? I'm gonna let the chat drive the train because I've been bouncing around like a crazy ADHD squirrel at this point. I'd have to double check. I'd have to double check on this. I would imagine we could get out of his deal still, but I haven't really done a ton of off-season prep yet. Oh, yes, we haven't even talked about this, dude. We haven't even talked about this yet. Deebo Samuel throwing the touchdown pass to Juwan Jennings for a touchdown. Like, hey, who else was scared as hell? When he bobbled that a little bit. I was scared a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared a little bit. But when he hit it, it kind of bobbled up in the air. I was like, no, like we're not gonna get anything drawn up that open, like again, like, and the ball was kind of wobbling on Deebo a little bit, but yeah, I like that throw. That was fun, man. That was fun. Delvin says, how much money do the Rams have? Jesus. Hey, they don't care about picks. They don't care about cap. It doesn't matter. But obviously working out good for us. Working out good for us. But yes, that pass from Deebo Samuel, I really like the way it was set up too, because I'm not gonna lie. When you watch the play develop, because if you remember, they came out empty set. From my memory, I believe they came out empty set. So no, and they were in shotgun. So there was no running back to the left or the right of Jimmy Garoppolo. And then how they motioned Deebo looked gassed. I don't know what it was, and I remember looking at Deebo and the way he motioned into the backfield to the left of Jimmy Garoppolo, and I was like, man, he looks gassed. Like, he just looks like I was like, he doesn't look great. Like the sense of urgency in which Deebo Samuel motioned to the left of Jimmy Garoppolo, I was like, it's like he looks gassed. And I had that thought at the beginning of the play. And to me, that was all by design. Like, they didn't want it to, like, he nonchalantly, he ran over there, went next to Jimmy, and then they handed off to him. And then you're like, wait a second. Like, he's setting up to pass. You're like, wait, who's he passing it to? And then it's like, oh, Juwan Jennings wide open in the end zone. Man, that play was crazy. That was a lot of fun. We're going to talk about two. Shout out Colton McKivitz. We're going to give Colton McKivitz some love here. We're going to give Colton McKivitz some love for his performance, for stepping in at left tackle for Trent Williams, the GOAT, the best left tackle in the NFL. Shout out Colton McKivitz. Know the name. Remember the name, number 68. Colton McKivitz. Former, what was he? 5th round pick? 5th round pick, I believe. Out of West Virginia. Honestly, shocked that they went with Colton McKivitz. Shocked. When we found out, in one breath that Trent Williams wasn't playing, and then in the second breath, we found out Jalen Moore wasn't going to be the one filling in at left tackle, and it was going to be Colton McKivitz, who has been historically a right guard for the San Francisco 49ers since his time. Now, again, I remember Colton at training camp, and they moved him everywhere. They just moved him all over the place. But for memory's sakes, the 49ers had Jalen Moore at left tackle all of training camp. He was the number 2 left tackle, Jalen Moore. You saw it in preseason. Jalen Moore got to start in preseason. Jalen Moore looked like the de facto left tackle too. So the fact, whoever made the call, they deserve lots of credit. And again, that's why we're not in practice. We don't get to see the development. Like if I was there, I probably could be able to tell you, but because we don't see their development throughout the year, it's hard to tell. It's hard to know. So the fact that they went with the Stones and called for Colton McKivitz to play, and he performed well under the circumstances in which he was playing. Again, this dude, in my opinion, is a guard. He's a guard. And to put him on at left tackle out on an island, I love it. I love it. So shout out Colton McKivitz for his ability to start first game of the year for him to come out against the Rams, a must-win game. Whew. Love it. Absolutely love it. So shout out Colton McKivitz. Shout out the whole offensive line. Shout out Tom Compton. Tom Compton saved us this year. I hope people understand that. And I do want to preface this. Giving credit to Tom Compton does not elicit and should not elicit Trade McGlinchey comments. Like, Tom Compton damn near saved this year's offense. If Tom Compton didn't come in against the Jags and do what he did and continue to perform from there on out the way he did, this offense would have been in trouble. I want to be explicitly clear that if Tom Compton, one weak link in an offensive line, can crumble the entire unit. So it didn't matter that, Alex Max come in, has been an insanely huge veteran for the San Francisco 49ers at center and really solidified that unit. It doesn't matter that Trent Williams is the GOAT at left tackle. It doesn't matter that Laken Tomlinson has been balling. It doesn't matter that Daniel Brunskill has been outperforming all his haters all year. If the right tackle comes in and doesn't perform, the offense would have struggled mightily. But Tom Compton has come in and absolutely balled the hell out. So 100% love what he's doing. Jason's calling you guys out. He's saying 295 people, only 238 likes. I mean, our goal we set, remember, you've been rocking with us, was 350. I bet we could get a 350. 350 is right around the corner. I think that's a reasonable goal for the Sourdough Squad. Easy. I bet they can get it. We'll find out. We're coming to that time, though. They're running out of time. Chat, we're running out of time. We are. We have right tackle wins now. we got right tackle wins now. They're 3-5 with McGlinchey, 7-2 with Compton. Trade McGlinchey. We got right tackle wins now. It's a new stat. It's a new stat. Right tackle wins. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that laugh. That was a lot of fun. Mike McGlinchey is on a 5th-year contract next year. He is already under contract for next year. Mike McGlinchey is not going anywhere. And 2, we understand he's dealing with an injury. So we have to see how he comes back from the injury. I think there is a sense of, feeling okay as long as Tom Compton comes back next year, which I imagine he will. If we have those 2, I think we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Backup tackle wins 1-0. Shout out Colton McKivitz. Shout out Colton McKivitz. We got tackle wins as a stat now. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Google, hey, I appreciate the honesty. He says, I remember when I was hating on Compton and Ambry Thomas. Now they're balling. 100%. 100%. 100%. So we're going to see. We are going to see what happens. Obviously in the offseason. We don't got to get too crazy talking about the offseason. We are going to have a lot to talk about. James Vega says, what are your thoughts on Kyle not running the clock down in the first half to the 2-minute warning instead of rushing the offense? I think Kyle, I don't know. I think Kyle's going to be second guessed for all his clock management stuff. I just think that's gonna be the case. I think he's gonna constantly be second guessed for what he does, how he does it, and all that good stuff. Again, like I didn't necessarily love the punt. I understood the punt at the end of the game to give the ball back, give your defense an opportunity. You had 3 timeouts, so you could stop the clock. I think Sean McVay had one of the dumber plays of the game from a coaching standpoint. I think it was that 3rd down when we had punted to them, and they go empty set, no threat of running, and they throw it and they stop the clock. So that play, I think, like overall in the grand scheme of things, from Sean McVay in that moment was a pretty knucklehead call, because in all reality, hand the ball off and keep the clock running. They decided not to do that. They decided to go empty set, and they decided to throw it, and he stopped the clock as a result. And when the 49ers are need every possible second to get back into that game, that, I think, is one of the most questionable calls of the game. However, with Kyle, I mean, I feel okay, obviously, now that the 49ers have won. But, I think just in that moment, it was okay. Brittany saying 273 likes, almost to 300. Let's go, SDS. Give the channel a late game boost like the Niners did last night. Ooh, I like that. I like that. We're coming. We're not done yet. We're coming back. Luke says Mostert was the offensive MVP. He changes everything. If he was healthy in the backfield with Deebo, Ayuk, Kittle, Jennings, we would be unguardable. I think we go to the Super Bowl 100% with him. I agree. I did a off. We'll be doing it again, but I did an off-season ranking. The top 5 San Francisco 49ers that I felt going into this year, and I had Mostert number 5. A lot of people didn't like that. I got a lot of crap for putting Raheem Mostert at 5. Now understanding and that was ahead of Deebo, so maybe that switches. But I really believed in the importance of Raheem Mostert and what he brings to the 49ers run game. And I agree with Luke. If Raheem Mostert was available all year, the game would have been these games would have been a lot different, I think, because of the way Mostert runs, how he runs, and the way that he goes about it. It's not like Elijah Mitchell. It's not like Hasty. It's not like Trey Sermon. Mostert he's that guy. And it's just unfortunate for him to go down. But yeah, if Mostert is available, I 100% believe this season is a lot more smoother than it was to begin with, because obviously we had no Jeff Wilson earlier in the year either. So all we had to rely on a run-first team was rookie running backs who were still figuring it out. Again, Trey Sermon, he didn't figure it out this year. Thankfully, Elijah Mitchell did and has become a bell cow for us. So it's going to be interesting. Luke says, so I think if he's willing, SF will be willing to keep him. If he will sign a one-year deal to run with Mitchell, serious problems for the defenses. I think the biggest issue with getting Raheem back is just the front office. This is a Prague Marate deal. I know for a fact that they don't see eye to eye. Like, they don't see eye to eye. Raheem Mostert's representation and the people who cut the checks for the San Francisco 49ers, they just don't. You can go back to, I think it was that 2020 year where Mostert's agent requested a trade via Twitter because they just wouldn't make his special teams contract that he had signed. He signed a special teams contract, and they would not guarantee it. That's all he wanted. He was the RB1 for the 49ers going into 2020, and they wouldn't do it. The 49ers wouldn't do it until they finally acquiesced, and they did it. But I think there's some bad blood there. So I think Raheem wants to be here. I know that. You see it. He's out there breaking huddles with the running back group before games. Like, you don't see that. Once guys go on IR, they're removed from the team. Like, they're not really a part of it. Like, do we ever see Juwan Kinlaw walking around? Like, we don't see Juwan Kinlaw walking around. Like, do we see Jason Verrett walking around? No, we don't see Jason Verrett walking around. Like, that's because they're on IR and they just kind of go do their own thing. Like, they're like, when you're on IR, you're kind of siloed a bit. Like, you're not in the everyday like you normally were. So for Raheem Mostert, he's made it a point to stick around. I think he wants to be here. I think he does, but he also wants to get paid. And this is going to be his last opportunity to probably get a bag. So I imagine, but it's going to be hard. Again, he's going to be, I think, 30, coming off a season-ending knee injury. Who knows? Maybe the opportunity will be there for Raheem to come back, because again, Raheem's just not getting the money that he wants outside the building, and just understands, like, it's not about the money. Raheem strikes me like that. Raheem strikes me of, like, I know he wants to get that check and take care of his family and do all that stuff, and he knows he's important. He knows he's a leader, and he wants to be paid what he's worth. But we also understand the value of football, and a 30-year-old running back coming off a season-ending knee injury, probably not going to get a lot of money. So maybe that benefits the 49ers to bring him back. If he doesn't get enough of the money that he's looking for on the outside market, then maybe he comes back. I would imagine he wants to, from a locker room perspective, but we also know he wants to get paid. He wants to get paid. Oh, yeah. Jay Tran says Kyle called Raheem a leader, our leader. Yeah, he's a leader, 100%. He is a leader. What are my Super Bowl picks? I might have to think about that. I might have to think about that for tomorrow's live. We might have to do a Super Bowl pick'em episode and see what we get. But yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Let's see. We haven't talked about Eric Armstead yet. Eric Armstead, 2.5 sacks. 2.5 sacks from Eric Armstead? Let's go. 49ers defensive line was doing a pretty good job. Obviously, more dangerous 6 seed in their conference, Pats or the 49ers? I think the 49ers are more dangerous. I do. I think even with a hurt Jimmy Garoppolo, this is a great question, by the way, Brittany. I think even with a hurt Jimmy Garoppolo, I think, some of the issues that we have, I still think the 49ers are a much more dangerous team. Now, we get it. Mac Jones has been probably the best performing rookie quarterback this year, but we can explain why he's been one of the best. He doesn't have I don't want to dig myself into a hole I can't bury myself out of. They rely a lot on their defense, the Patriots, that is. They have a great supporting cast around Mac Jones. But again, the difference between the San Francisco 49ers is this team's had their back against the wall all year. 17-0 against the Rams in a must-win game. And you see how they respond. You see how Jimmy Garoppolo responds. That's the difference. That's the difference between a veteran and a rookie. That moment wasn't too big for Jimmy. He'd been there before. He'd done that before. He's been in those moments. He's had to will his team back with a game-winning drive. He's had to do it multiple times just this year. So I think that is where a huge edge comes from for the San Francisco 49ers. Like, yes, we might go back and forth about the ability of, Jimmy Garoppolo, the way he sees the field, some of the decisions that he makes, some of the passes that he makes. But what you have to give Jimmy credit for is the stones, like the clutch gene. Like, again, people aren't going to look at Jimmy Garoppolo and be like, oh, he's clutch. But you can't watch that game against the Rams and be like there wasn't a clutch. Like, you can't say that there wasn't a clutch factor. There was a clutch factor there. There was a clutch factor from Jimmy Garoppolo and the way he led that team back, that drive down the field. Again, the 49ers talk about this. They have talked about the players, that is. They have talked about this nonstop, about Jimmy Garoppolo and his presence in the huddle when the game's on the line. They talk about it all the time. They talk about like he's just like unflappable in the sense that when it could be the highest pressure situation of the game, but Jimmy Garoppolo comes to the huddle and he just has a sense about him. Again, we talk about energy a lot on this channel. The human element of football, we talk about it a lot. The ability to calm the best left tackle in the world, the best tight end in the world, the best fullback in the world, like one of the best wide receivers in the world. To have the ability to get those guys calm just by your demeanor, that's huge. And I don't follow the Patriots. So I don't necessarily know if Mac Jones has that or not, but I know Jimmy has it. So I'm going to go ahead and easily say the 49ers are the most dangerous team in the playoffs right now. And that might come across as a homer answer. We are a 49ers channel. But I think right now the 49ers for sure are the most dangerous, not just the most dangerous 6 seed, but the most dangerous team in this entire playoff hunt. Niners get 2 firsts for Jimmy if he wins the Super. Dude, if Jimmy, I just called him Winnie. Yeah, if Jimmy wins the Super Bowl, I'll call him Winnie too. But if Jimmy Garoppolo wins the Super Bowl, dude, yeah, the baseline ask is going to be a 1. The base, like, we understand the inside perception of Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be very back and forth, very up and down, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be all over the place. Outside perception is what matters the most. And I can tell you, all the talking heads this morning, they're giving a lot of credit to Jimmy Garoppolo. And what does that do for Jimmy and or Wimmy? Wimmy's stock goes through the roof when when they're all talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Wimmy Garoppolo. Yep, there it is. Wimmy Garoppolo. Let's go. Hey, we got a new nickname on the channel. For the boy. Wimmy Warop. And it's Waropolo. That's kind of nice. Hey, I like that. Wimmy Waropolo. Let's go. Didn't even mean to do that, but it works. It works. Oh, yeah? I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I posted that on YouTube. 100%. 100% know what you're talking about. So, I agree with this. Bengals game prepared Jimmy as well. Not only that, the game before that, if you guys remember, Week 13 in Seattle. Guess who had to lead a game-winning drive? Jimmy Garoppolo. They just fell short. Remember, he got them there. He got them to the point of potentially scoring the game-winning touchdown, and they schemed up the game-winning touchdown against Seattle. But do you remember what happened? The pass was batted down by the defensive end, Carlos Dunlap. So they actually had a last-minute drive against Seattle. They called a touchdown-winning play that was open, and that Jimmy was trying to hit. It just got batted down. Then the Bengals game. And then, of course, we know Falcons game, peak Wimmy Garoppolo. And then we know the Titans game. Peak bad Jimmy Garoppolo. But, yeah, this year's been preparing the entire team. Jag says, proud of the team for believing in each other, staying the course. Mad props to Coach Shanahan for keeping the team focused and relentless. 100%. Don't forget the entire fan base wanted that man's head on a silver platter. They even gave him a nickname. So, I agree. Mad props to Coach for keeping it together and kind of getting out the way in a sense with the whole Jimmy Trey thing. Just kind of like decided just not going to do it. Just not going to do it. It's going to be Jimmy. So, all right. Let's take a look. How are we doing on our like count? Now remember, we set it high at 350. That's a tough bar to hit. Where are we at? I need someone to give me an update on our like count on the video. See how the SDS squad's doing. Oh yeah, big time Mosley respect. We wanted that. Oh, we're close. Already up to 294. We are close. We set the bar at 350. We're almost at 300. Oh boy. We can at least hit 300. I know as a squad we can hit 300. Let's go. Boom. Shout out to Sourdough Squad. We hit 300. I'll take it. I'll take 300 day, squad. Let's go. We see you. We see you. I appreciate every single one of you smashing that like button on this video. Really do appreciate it. We at what? 307 in his bid. Let's go. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate the squad. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, let's go. We're generational. We're generational, Sean. Sean says, bro, my son is a new sub. Absolutely loves the show. Sourdough Squad. That makes me happy, man. That makes me happy. Shout out Sean's son. I hope your son knows your legendary contributions to the Sourdough Squad, Sean. I hope he knows that. I hope your son knows that you are an OG Sourdough Squad member. I'm talking like OG of OGs. Like you're up there with Josh. You're up there with Coach. You're up there with Cap. You're up there with all these boys. Like OG. Let the boy know that Pops is OG SDS. Let's go, Sean. We're at 312. Let's go. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. We all the SDS. That's all of us. That's all of us. That's all of us. Not just one of us. It's all of us. So, other guys that I haven't talked about, Jimmy Ward, you know, woo, excuse me. Jimmy Ward had a couple plays on him from Cooper Kupp, but hey, sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. It happens. Jimmy Ward's presence was still much needed. Nick Bosa came in with a half sack. Would have liked to get that full sack for him, but Eric stole half of it. Just kidding. DJ Jones came away with the sack. Kowalski was doing a good job out there. We got tackles from Kevin Givens, Kentavious Street, Charles Omenihu. Hey, Darquez Dennard was out there. So we like that. Oh, Luke, you know. I didn't shout out Luke. My bad, Luke. Luke's OG, triple OG. Luke's like, don't forget about me. Got you, my guy. I got you. DJ Jones showed up 100%. 100. Oh, dang. We're almost there. I don't know if there's any more likes to give. I mean, we're almost 350, though. We're close. Oh, dude. This would have been a disaster. This would have been a disaster. If Jimmy Ward wasn't out there, oh my gosh, that would have sucked. Thank God. Juwan Jennings to start this week. I mean, honestly, when it comes to like, we talk about it all the time. We talked about this offseason. The 49ers don't have. Let's go, new sub. We see you. We got a new member of the Sourdough Squad. Let's go. We need like a bell. Anytime like someone in the chat like subs, like we need like a bell or something. Like we just like shoot bread with like a bread gun. We just shoot bread everywhere. Let's go. I appreciate you subbing, my guy. I really do. But yeah, lots of guys balled out. Lots of guys balled out for the 49ers yesterday. Ooh, Foghorn would be nice. Foghorn would be nice. Ooh, got another new sub. Let's go. Any chance Kinlaw's back? I don't think so. I don't think there's a time frame for IR, and that's long gone for being able to be called off IR. Same thing happened with D Ford. D Ford got to the point where either you come off the IR or you're on IR for the rest of the year. So we'll see. But I don't think Kinlaw won't be back this year. Um, why we still holding on to Dante Johnson? He's a torch magnet. Dude, they love Dante Johnson in that building. Dante Johnson, I think again, fans, we're big on production and rightfully so, but football's so much more than just production. Obviously, it's what we see on Sundays, but again, there's a lot that goes into Monday through Saturday that fans don't pay attention to, don't care about, don't think about. Those are the kinds of things where people like Dante Johnson have a role, and he's a leader. They appreciate him in that locker room. He's survived multiple regimes. That's pretty special in of itself. Now I get it. Like he might get got every once in a while, but uh, I like him on this team. I'm okay with it. Obviously, we like it when he's more of a special teams contributor and stuff like that. Um, but there's a place for him. There's a place for him. Uh, Luke says your my win rate right now on your videos is awesome, brother. So happy for you. You are a good man, the homie, the fam. I got to get my stuff going. That's right. Luke Luna's going to start a channel soon, boys and girls. Luke Luna's about to get his channel popping. Got to keep a lookout for that. Got to keep a lookout that. It's perfect time too with the off season coming around. Perfect time. Like I got started on my channel in the off season. It really allows you to build slowly. Don't think you're gonna like take over the YouTube world right away. Like just don't. And as long as you're okay with that thought process, and you know it's gonna be a grind, it's about 6 month grind of just grinding YouTube. Then it's all gonna start clicking. But get going, my boy. Get going. We're absolutely sharing. We're absolutely sharing that channel on here once that gets going. NFL redraft: Ayuk still or Lamb? I might lose some subs after this. I might lose a couple of those new subs that just hooked up your boy with some subscribers. I'm sorry to all of you. Please forgive me. Please, please don't come at me too hard. Oh, it's 100%. It's 150,000,000%. CD baby. Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. It's CD Lamb still. CD Lamb um, is going to be one of the best wide receivers in this league for the next 10 years. That doesn't mean that Ayuk isn't, but CD Lamb is certified wide receiver one. Certified. Hey, I'm sorry, but like I told you, that's my draft son. Like a lot of you guys don't know, CD Lamb. Like when we talk about drafts coming up, CD Lamb, that's my firstborn. Like I'd pull him up right here next to Poppy, sit him right down here. And this CD, that's CD. You guys weren't here for the CD hive. You weren't here for the CD hive. Now, based on the progression of both and how they've been performing, it's still CD Lamb. Now, Brandon Ayuk, great wide receiver. Oh, I knew it was coming. Come at me. I knew it was coming. But this is a different topic. Lamb was a draft son. Like we had a hive dedicated to CD Lamb. You guys aren't familiar with that. I didn't have a YouTube page back then. But it was CD Lamb and it was Justin Jefferson. Those were my boys. CD Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Those were my boys. Those two. Also, another guy I liked a lot, Chase Claypool. Yep, see, they're on 7 already. Hey, getting me all excited. But yeah, I no ifs, ands, or buts. CD Lamb, still to this day, if I had a redraft, even even my boy Kinlaw, I like Kinlaw. I think Kinlaw is going to be a really good guy. I think he's going to be a good player for us. I'm still taking CD Lamb. I'm still taking CD Lamb. But Brandon Ayuk has really been evolving. I like Brandon Ayuk. I like his skill set. Admittedly, there were like 15 wide receivers in that class that were so freaking good. So good. And Brandon Ayuk was one of the ones that I didn't really put a ton of, like, I just didn't put a ton of scouting time into it because I came away with watching all these wide receivers and there's so many good ones. And with the guys being at the top of that list were CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. I was a guy all draft season. They called it the big three. It was Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb. And I'm like, why aren't they calling it the big four? All year. All year. If you followed me on Instagram, you followed me on Twitter, you would know that that's what I said all the time. I said, why isn't considered the big four? Why are they always talking about Ruggs, Jeudy, and Lamb? I was like, why isn't Jefferson part of that conversation? Jefferson is just as good as any of these other guys. And I started to make the case at the end because I didn't like Jerry Jeudy. I'll be honest with you. I don't like Jerry Jeudy. I started to make the case at the end, right before the draft, that Justin Jefferson was better than Jerry Jeudy. Also, Ruggs. And my big case against Ruggs and Jeudy that year for the scouting rankings, I was like, he's not even those two guys aren't even the best wide receiver on their team. Guess who was right again? Me. I was like, Ruggs and Jeudy, they're not even the best wide receiver on their team. It was Devontae Smith. And guess who was right? Me. I'm still right. You might not like the answer. But when it comes to the draft, when it comes to scouting prospects, your boy don't miss. I'm just saying. We on point. And then we'll be back at the Senior Bowl this year in a couple weeks to start scouting again. So I'm excited. Oh, 100%. 100%. If Adam Peters leaves, come through. Hit me up. I'll tell you a story really quickly that was kind of crazy. So I might be able to pull the pictures up. I don't know. So I was at the Senior Bowl last year. There's two sides of the stadium. It's like, imagine they split the stadium in half. One half is media. The other half are NFL personnel. So scouts, GMs, all those people. I got there so early, they let me in to the NFL side. I didn't know there was two sides. I've never been here before. And they're like, here's an entrance, and I walk into the entrance. Okay, cool. Later, I find out that I'm clearly on the side with all the scouts, and scouts including Adam Peters, John Lynch was there. I walked past John Lynch, probably John Lynch within 5 feet radius, 5 or 6 times. But the story is, I was walking by the 49ers group of scouts. Adam Peters was sitting in the stands, but I walked past this group of scouts for the 49ers. Again, they're all wearing their 49ers gear. I'm on the NFL side, and I walk by, and as I'm walking by, I'm like act normal because, like, obviously these are the 49er people. And one guy goes, "Hey, that guy runs an Instagram account." And I was like, "Oh, just keep walking. Like, because I'm also, like, not trying to blow up my spot, because clearly I'm media on the NFL side. But I thought it was freaking wild. I thought it was wild that someone that works in scouting for the San Francisco 49ers knew who I was. I thought that was wild. I thought that was absolutely wild. But yes, I'll take over for Adam Peters if he does go anywhere else. I will. Because I love scouting. I love player development. And I love doing all that stuff. So I really, really do. But that was fun. And I'm excited to get back. All right. We're at 2 hours. I think that's it. I think we got to call it a day because now I'm telling Senior Bowl stories from last year. Let's do one more check. Let's do one more double check. What are we at with likes before we get out of here? Again, I set the goal at 350. Someone got to drop it in the chat. Oh, another scouting story. I was bullish on Deebo Samuel. Bullish on Deebo Samuel. You know who else I was bullish on? Terry McLaurin. I guess I'm just gonna have to do a YouTube episode just dedicated to all my hits on. Oh goodness gracious! Oh, 335. Okay, so we're at 335. The goal is 350. We've hit 2 hours. It's time to end the live. Can we get it to 350? We're only 20 away now. Oh wait. 25. Oh, Jason says congrats on the win and 13K. Let's go. Absolutely. If you can share this channel, it would mean the world. Jason Surd, I appreciate you for the love. Check out his channels right here. Go for it. Appreciate you, man. I can see the likes. I just don't have them pulled up in front of me. I can. I've gotten used to guys like DJ to just pull up, tell me how many likes we're at. Let's see, where are we at? Content. I could do a refresh here. Get that refreshed. Takes a while. You can do it. Justin says, Brad, just go watch Kyle Hamilton highlights real quick after this. I will go look right after. Actually, I'm going to make a note because I will probably forget. Literally writing it down. Kyle Hamilton. I wrote it down. Ooh. So both of these guys, again, shout out the Senior Bowl. Khalil Herbert was a draft crush. Elijah Mitchell, not as much of a draft crush. However, I did watch Elijah Mitchell at the Senior Bowl, and he was absolutely on my radar because of his performance at the Senior Bowl. But I was crazy dumb hyped on Khalil Herbert. Like, I stand Khalil Herbert. I think Elijah Mitchell is actually going to be proved to be a more complete back than Khalil Herbert, but Khalil Herbert is going to be good when given the opportunity. Oh, we're close. We are close. We are within distance of our goal. 350. Can we hit it, squad? I think we can. I think we can. 100%. I think we can. The final push for 350. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a goal that we weren't going to reach. I kind of put us out there for like a difficult goal, and I was like, I don't know if we're going to hit it because I think one of the most we've hit is 250 before this. We hit it? Did we hit it? Let's go. Let's go, squad. Squad. SDS in the building. Let's go. 351. We're hyped. Let's go. Drop an SDS in the chat if you smash that like button because you are an official SDS squad member. Let's freaking go. We hit that 350. Let's go. Let's go. I appreciate the whole squad. SDFS. Let's go. Let's go, squad. Let's go. I appreciate all you guys, man. You guys make this hella fun. And man, I can't wait. You already got me geared up on all. You got me geared up on all like the off-season content. Like I live for off-season content. The draft, all of it. Like you get me hyped up, man. You're getting me hyped up. Like I can't wait. We hit 350 on a Victory Monday. SDS. Oh, I like that. Studs. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much as always. We see all of you. Your contributions to this channel means so freaking much. You guys have no idea. Make me get all sappy on here when we hit our goals. Man, I appreciate you guys so much, dude. I really, really do. This season's been intense. This season has not been easy. This season has been difficult. So these small wins, man, we appreciate these small wins for sure. So we're going to see what the 49ers can do this week. Obviously, we're going to have some tape breakdowns coming this week. We're going to look at that crazy-ass game that was the NFL put this out earlier on their Twitter account. What was the best game of the year? I really think of that game last night. That game last night was the best game of the year. Has to be. Has to be. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what we got this week. Obviously, we're also going to be previewing playoff matchup against the Cowboys. Lots of stuff coming this week. Lots of content. We're going to keep it rolling. Appreciate every single one of you who helped achieve our goal of 350 likes. That's huge. That's I think the highest goal that we've set for the SDS, and we hit it. So we see you. Well, we're already at 360. We see you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I seen some of you in here for that whole 2 hours. You guys are real ones. I really, really do appreciate you guys. As always, let's go, my boy Luke. Jimmy, Wimmy Playoffalo, last dance. Hey, let's send Jimmy out on a good note, all right? Let's send Jimmy out on a good note. We know the future is Trey Lance, but let's put all that to the side. Let's send Jimmy Garoppolo out on a good note. We will be back. I'm going to try to get a film breakdown tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Try to get a film breakdown out tomorrow. You know how we always do that. We do that live. So keep an eye out for that. We will be back. We'll also have Jason Aponte on Wednesday for a State of the Franchise episode. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go. We got that tub. Must-win game, and we got another one stacked up. This is the way we like it. We got January football. Let's go. Playoff time. Let's whoop those Cowboys. Let's